I'm going to share my top three things about favorite things about being a Christian, and it's straight off my head, right? This is very unscripted, and I will be honest as possible. I started knowing for some background story, my first probably my first relationship with God, where I knew that I I was depending on somebody, where I knew that I was praying to somebody, and I had faith that somebody was listening to news when I was 17 years old. And, it's just been different stages of that relationship where I'm finding out that, okay, this is what's we understand ourselves better. I like to think that God already knows me before I was born. So it's mostly me that's trying to understand God better. And that being said, I think the first thing about being a Christian that I really, 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 I really, really appreciate is God is faithful, which is insane. And which I think that is also a very expository relationship, right? I think I was listening to a sermon from Pastor Dapo where he says the essence of marriage is for us to understand God's love for us. And it busts my head because I didn't get it like that until most recently, where I've had times to think about things in the fold, things that my life that I've lived, and I'm like, yes, God is faithful. I've lived times in my life where I did not talk to God. I've lived times in my life where I did not even think that was after I knew I had a relationship with God, but I did not think that I could call on him. I did not think that I needed to communicate with him. I was just coasting it. I did not think that I could share whatever I was going through with God, right? But in all those times, God was faithful. Like I'm thinking about it and it's like he's never left me. There could be times where I could have been exposed to danger. So the question would now arise, where is your God, right? But that relationship with Jesus Christ, that relationship with God is something that really kept me going. That I think that off my head, if I'm going to categorize one of the benefits of being a child of God is God's faithfulness. It's not compared to anything, like literally, his faithfulness encompasses his being, right? And then another thing, another benefit of being a child of God, I think is the company, right? You could be going through something, right? Through whatever life and its drama and its flavors comes, at you, and straight up, you just see a reminder somewhere that is saying, I see you. That is saying, I'm with you. That is saying, you're not alone. That is like something really comforting and it just makes you smile. Like 1 billion, over how many billion people in the world, and somehow you find a way to remind me that I matter, to remind me that you think of me. Sign me in, sign me in. So I think that's like my second favorite thing about being a Christian. And the third thing, I probably feel like I'm going to have a bonus at this point. The third thing would have to be like the word of God. I get it. Like if somebody asks me what my love language is, the first thing I would always say is words of affirmation, right? Even before I realized that Christianity is straight up based off words of affirmation, right? So I would say words of affirmation, and I would say uh, acts of service. And my mind literally one of these days just moved back to the fact that that's what Christianity is about. That's like what the Bible is. God is telling you, I will do this, and ta 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 ta. There's evidence everywhere. Like let there be light, and there was light. So it's like I love the word of God. It's real, it's assured, and it performs. So why, like literally, why would that not be like my favorite thing about being a child of God? Why would that not be my favorite thing about being a Christian?